Okay, that's my review for Chapter 9 of a Bleach manga. We see that Yuzu's going home in the little corner, and Midori's kind of asking what the hell she's going to tell somebody now that Yuzu's also going home. And we get more Karin telling Ichigo that he needs to help the boy pass on, because obviously in the last chapter she tells him that the boy watched his mother get murdered. It's really weird to have Karin sitting here telling Ichigo to do this because she doesn't know he's a Shinigami. She knows he kind of tries to help ghosts, but what makes her think that he can help this parakeet boy? It's bizarre that she is like... She's put in a weird position here where she's more of a plot device than a character. She has no reason to be going out of her way to tell Ichigo this. And it's worse than the anime, and I'll talk about that in my anime review, but it's just bizarre. And then Rukia can't catch up to Chad, and she kind of starts getting mad that the Gigas just operate like normal humans. It basically says that the research and development department is kind of focused on unimportant shit rather than the practicality of a Gigai. And while she's thinking and pissed off about that, the Hollow manages to sneak up right behind her and says that she smells good. It's important to note that this one also talks, so it's the second one we've seen that talks in the manga. And there's a big like sound effect panel which would imply that it hit her. And then we get the chapter cover, and it's of Ichigo, Chad, and what would appear to be Karin, and they're listening to music on a couch. They have this weird like technology where like a cable goes from the couch to Karin's headset that has a cable that runs to Ichigo's, and that has a cable that runs to Chad's, and Chad has like a jacket with weird technology on and stuff and a hoodie. It looks bizarre and crazy. It's cool. I don't dislike it. It's definitely an interesting and striking chapter cover, but it's just bizarre looking. Ichigo's running back now toward the Rukia. He notes that Karin cried, and she's never cried from getting injured or breaking bones or anything. The last time she cried was when her mother, or when their mother died. Before that, Karin and Yuzu both used to cry all the time, but once her mother died, Yuzu took on the responsibilities of the household, and Karin just kind of focused on herself and internalized her emotions and stuff. So her crying now for the first time in a long time is very important and very striking for Ichigo. And then we see that Rukia did indeed get hit by the hollow, and she gets knocked back. And it kind of is gloating and talking and stuff. And then the Rukia manages to leap and knee it in the mouth. She slams her knee into it, and then she grabs a hold of its head, flips over it, and forms a full incantation, Hado 33 Sokatsui, which I think is a blue fireball. I'm not sure. It's called in the manga like Pale Flame Burst or something like that. In the anime, it just kind of like was a big smoke screen almost, but it's supposed to be an attack, obviously. Later on, I think it's like a blue flame that they shoot out, but here it really wasn't clear what it did. And the purpose of them performing a full incantation is that it gives the Kido its full amount of power, rather than if you just use it normally without the incantation, it's much weaker. But it didn't matter because either way it was too weak for this hollow, because Rukia obviously doesn't have her power since Ichigo stole them. And the hollow recognizes that this is the technique of a Shinigami, and he reveals that he's already eaten 2 other Shinigami who came to try and perform Kanso on the boy. And so she kind of interrogates it a little bit, saying like that it's following the boy and stuff. We cut to Chad, and he wonders why Rukia stopped pursuing them. And then the parakeet explains that the hollow probably attacked her. So they have a moment to kind of get away from it, but Chad sets the parakeet on the ground, and he's going to go back to help her, and it kind of tries to stop him and tell him to just leave. It's too dangerous for him, and he just takes the parakeet and sets it up on the wall next to him, thinking that he wants to keep the parakeet safe, and the parakeet tries to correct him and tell him that the parakeet wants him to be safe, but he just kind of leaves it. And the Hollow's kind of holding Rukia now and basically tells her that she should get out of the flesh suit if she wants to do better. So it apparently knows what a geek eye is, or recognizes that she's in one. But as it's holding her, it ends up getting punched, and it's shown that Chad managed to punch it, and then he starts punching at the hair randomly because he can't actually see it. But he managed to save Rukia either way, and then the Hollow thought that he could see it too, but since he can't, it goes to attack him, and then he manages to hit it again in the face. And then this time, the Hollow jumps into the air and sprouts out these wings. And it's going to basically just attack from above so that he can't predict where it is. Rukia says that not only should Chad not be able to see it, but he shouldn't be able to touch the Hollow either. Rukia just tells Chad that he needs to run because it's up in the air, and then he just kind of asks what direction it's in, and she asks what he's going to do, and he grabs a telephone pole and rips it out of the ground and says he's going to use that. The Hollow's coming in to attack him, but it pauses, and in its moment of hesitation, Rukia tells Chad to strike right in front of him, and he hits right in front of himself and smacks the Hollow into the ground. And that's where the chapter ends off. This was a pretty good action chapter. Moves very quick, but it's pretty cool. It's very interesting to see someone fight something that they can't really see nor perceive or conceive of. Yeah. This is our first time, I think, seeing a Hado technique. We've seen the Bakudo one before, but this time, the first time seeing a Hado. The Hado are more offensive abilities, while Bakudo are defensive or restraining abilities. I think, well, no, Kaido is healing. But, yeah. That's it for Chapter 9. This is a pretty long story. I don't know what to call this. Not an arc, but like a piece of the story. This parakeet story.